Good morning. As promised, this is the 1 week review for the Cold Steel Swift. I want to start off with the box so you can see all the details about the knife right here. This is Cold Steel's new packaging with a picture of the product on the very front. The name of the product prominently displayed along with the image and the details of the product as well, making it much easier for you to see it if it's in a display case or if it's online and you're just not sure of the metal or the steel used in the blade, its blade thickness, how long the handle is, and the material of the handle as well. Here is the Swift, as you can see. Had some time to practice with it and its opening. There's still a very distinctive sound when you open it. And I'm going to start walking through some of the nuances of the blade. As you can see, the blade doesn't have any metal liners inside it. This is just G10. You see the spine of the blade has this jimping that goes halfway through the blade all the way down towards the front part of the handle. It's textured G10, and this is a characteristic that's shared by one of the smaller knives that Cold Steel makes, which is the Tuf-Lite. You have the jimping here on the blade, followed through to the front part of the blade. This blade also has no liners in it. Now, for comparison, here is a blade that does have liners in it. This is the Counterpoint. You can see the steel liners on the inside. It's also a 4-inch blade. More of a dagger type design. And here's the G10. Now let's measure the handle of the G10. So you have a clear idea of how long it is from end to end. About 5 inches. There it is. One of the things that appealed to me about the Swift was the swooping angle of the blade, which is a characteristic that's shared by another one of my knives, which is the Kershaw Cryo 2. Also has that sweep, but it also has a partial jimping on the very top of it as well. It makes it very easy to use and hold when you're lifting things up or when you're doing some very good close-up work, like slicing or just cutting down on something. Same thing here with the Swift, and you can move up on the blade as well, right there. Now, one of the characteristics that the Swift shares with the Cryo 2 is that although this is an assisted opening knife, bring down the triad lock, there is some resistance at the 45-degree angle to fully close the blade. See right there. Same as the Cryo, though it is a traditional lock knife right here. Lock it up. There is some resistance down when you bring it down like that. This is a textured G10, which is much more attractive than the G10 we see in the Recon 1. Bring one in right now for comparison. Here is the Recon 1 in the traditional G10 that we've known from Cold Steel for the last 7 years. We're going to go ahead and measure that handle as well. That one's a little bit over 5 inches, 5¼ inches right there. One of the comments on the previous YouTube video was how long the handle is in comparison to the Swift. The Recon is a bigger, thicker knife, although the blade length is the same. They are both 4 inches in length on the blade, tip to tip. And you can see right away that the Swift does inherit some of the traits of the Recon 1 in terms of no liners in the G10 handle. And a certain distinction, the thumb stud here is replaceable. You can either move it on the right side or on the left side, while the thumb stud on the Swift is unidirectional. It's a pyramid shape on both sides. And you can move the belt clip from one side to the other. Unlike other cold steel knives, the Swift only comes with one belt clip that you can move to the other side. One more thwack. There it is. And lastly, if you look at the overall design of the knife, it sits at an angle, so there's a natural curve to it. So it's much easier to hold, it's much more natural in the hand. This is a comparison. Let me lift up the Recon 1. The Recon 1 sits mostly flat, with the curve being built into the handle. And the Recon 1 only has the jimping here on the handle, not on the blade. Now for a more conventional knife, let's go to the counterpoint, which is more of a dagger design. It does have a swedge here at the tip of the blade as the blade gets thinner. Notice there's no jimping on the spine. Similarly, the Swift also has a swedge right there, which is much more prominent, much thicker than the swedge on the counterpoint. The counterpoint doesn't enjoy the same amount of jimping as the Swift. Triad lock is much easier, but I've noticed with the new CTS XHP knives is that the triad lock is a lot more forgiving when you're closing the knife. Here's the Tough Light, so I have to bear down on it. And the counterpoint, which is a CTS BD1 alloy, so it's also one of the new cold steel knives. And this is much thicker and much bigger and much beefier than the Swift 1. This, I would venture to say, I don't have my scale with me, is about 5.5 ounces. This is just a little bit over 4 ounces. Grab once more. There it is. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Welcome your comments, and if there's anything I've missed in this video, please let me know. And I look forward to speaking to you guys again soon. All right, take care now. Bye-bye.